Welcome to Nifty Banknifty Top Stocks quick analysis. Starting things off with Nifty's daily chart, and what we can see here is कि आज का जो दिन था, the range for today was quite big. In fact, I think this is one of the largest ranges that we've seen in the past 2 weeks or so. So if I just zoom or if I just stretch, we can see around 200 पॉइंट का रेंज था. अगर हाई और लो को कंपेयर करते हैं तो 162 एंड 338, सो जस्ट अराउंड 200 पॉइंट्स इज द रेंज, विच इज एक्चुअली क्वाइट बिग आई वुड से. कल का रेंज इससे थोड़ा सा छोटा था. So overall, a lot of action happening today, and I think premium DK भी काफी था, considerable था. Today was a Wednesday, so generally we say that hey, volatile Wednesday था basically. Expiry के पहले थोड़ी सी volatility होती है, and tomorrow of course is the expiry. So let's see how that actually goes. Hourly chart है ये निफ्टी का, and we can see 50 MA bounce was there. Obviously 50 MA breach करके उसने थोड़ा, but still roughly taking support from 50 MA. Now, if I just hide the moving averages and I show the drawings, what we can see here is कि हम लोग ने गैप को एक्चुअली मार्क किया था. इफ यू रिकॉल, आई हैड शोन दिस line yesterday itself, and what we can see here is that it took support right from this line itself. Basically, ये जो range है वो range hold कर रहा है. So I had mentioned that there's a good chance we can see it being very choppy between this range, and now it is right at the sort of middle of this range right here. So if we see, ये वाला जो लेवल था उसके आसपास ही है, 288 के आसपास, एंड द लो दैट इट मेड वाज राइट अराउंड 170. सो 62 का लो बनाया था, सो राइट अराउंड दैट बॉल पार्क. नाउ if I just zoom out a little and show you this, and I get the drawing tool out, तो हम लोग क्या देख सकते हैं कि इट इज बेसिकली गोइंग लाइक दिस. सो देयर इज अ चांस दैट इट माइट जस्ट ब्रेक इट इवेंचुअली. मैं ऐसा नहीं बोल रहा कि कल ब्रेक करेगा या आज ब्रेक करना चाहिए था. आई एम जस्ट सेइंग देयर इज अ चांस इट कैन ब्रेक इट. सो लेट्स सी इफ दैट एक्चुअली हैपेंस. ओवरऑल जो सेंटिमेंट है फिलहाल मेरे हिसाब से तो बुलिश है, एंड द रीजन व्हाई आई से दैट इज इफ वी लुक एट द 5 minute chart, then we can see that even though it wasn't able to recover from its lows fully, फिर भी प्रीवियस क्लोज के ऊपर ही है, which is a good sign. So that's good. And as always, I always like to say that hey, you can always do a quick fib retracement. एकदम precise नहीं है, but ballpark figure दे देगा हम लोग को. And the fib retracements typically give us a good idea of how it's looking like. So generally it is said कि 50 और 60 1.8 important levels है. अगर वो तोड़ देता है, then it's a good sign. So right now we can see it actually broke 61.8. दर से resistance लिया था, and then it was able to clear it. So that is good. Coincidentally, this 270ish level is also the 200 MA on the 5 minute chart. So it all sort of works out very well. Now coming to Bank Nifty, so overall Nifty हम लोग देख सकते हैं lows से अच्छा recover किया, even on the daily chart that is visible. Still it is within that range itself. I think this is one of the highest closes also for Nifty. We can see that this date right here, so 5th August, 5वीं अगस्त को काफ़ी अच्छा क्लोज किया था निफ्टी ने 294 पे, और आज क्लोज किया है 282 पे. सो सेकंड हाईएस्ट क्लोज फॉर निफ्टी, विच इज ऑल्सो अ गुड साइन. नाउ कमिंग टू बैंक निफ्टी. बैंक निफ्टी भी हम लोग को अच्छा वो दिखा रहा है. वी कैन सी गुड सॉर्ट ऑफ रेंज फॉर टुडे, एंड इफ आई जस्ट ट्राई टू शो यू हाउ मच द रेंज वाज, दिस ट्रैक पैड इज नॉट all too precise, but I'll try. We can see it's around a 700 point range, which is quite massive. 700 point का range, to put that into perspective, except for 4th August, जिसमें 800 point का move किया था बैंक निफ्टी पे, except for that, the previous 4 sessions are actually, roughly 700 points together. So आज का range alone was that much, which is quite significant, I'd say. Moving averages quickly लाते हैं, we can see it's not really near any, so that is kind of insignificant. Now we'll do the 60 minute chart just to get a quick idea. And what we can see here is that 23.6 level right here. I'll just zoom out and show you. Okay, ये वाले जो retracements है उसमें 23.6 का level reject कर लिया है, but it is still above 700 levels, 35 700. 3600 के level भी हम लोग देख सकते हैं, rather 36,000 के भी levels we can see they've been rejected, but it is still good. I think 35 700, 35 800, those are the real important levels. So let's see if it's able to hold on to those levels tomorrow. Next stock that we're going to talk about is Reliance. So Reliance we can see अच्छा bounce हुआ है 2080 से, which is a good sign, positive sign, bullish sign. Now 2125 resistance is going to be real. Next stock is HDFC Bank. We're seeing, I think, it's like an inside bar. Not very good, but still, it's not the end of the world. I think थोड़ा profit booking तो आने ही वाला है, especially when the broad market was not too strong. One thing here is that despite second half में overall market काफी अच्छा recover हुआ था, HDFC Bank actually did not recover. It tried to, but then it came down. This is again classic. You'll see this happening many times with Nifty also, where initial थोड़ा recovery होता है but उसके बाद नीचे फिर से आ जाता है. So this is very typical of certain stocks. Infosys, what we can see here is it's an all-time high close, but not by a lot. सिर्फ 0.3 पॉइंट से ऊपर है all-time high close, so really not that much. It is actually a spinning top candle. So if you recall, I always say that spinning top candles on Infosys are a sign of caution. So Infosys, I think, is a part of the caution list for now. Let's see if it actually, is able to hold on to this bullishness. Next stock that we're looking at is HDFC. HDFC मैंने कल बोला था कि इवन दो बाउंस किया है, एक्चुअली आज का जो सेशन है दैट विल डिक्टेट इट्स ट्रेंड. As of now, it appears to have rejected higher levels, but it's still not the end of the world. It did come down and then it came up, unlike HDFC Bank, जो lows से recover नहीं कर पाया. So let's see how that actually goes. Again, moving averages, I had hidden, I hadn't kept them on, but you can always check them out. In fact, if you're watching this video, I strongly recommend you watch it with a chart in front of you. That's the entire premise. It'll also help you learn if you want to revise your technicals. So ICICI Bank is the next stock that we're looking at, and it is right in the support zone. हम लोग देख सकते हैं कि ये 685 इश का जो level है, and this level right here, the high of this was where approximately मैंने बोला था कि there's a chance we can see support. अभी gap filling तो हो गया है, so let's see if it actually holds that level. RSI 60 has been broken, which is not a good sign, but it's not the end of the world in my view. कोटक बैंक, हम लोग ने कल बात किया था 78.6 फिब लेवल का रेजिस्टेंस है. दैट रेजिस्टेंस हैज हेल्ड and it's a pretty intense red candle, I'd say. But again, we did see some sort of buying happening in at the second half. Again, HDFC Bank में वो नहीं था. SBI, we can see it's holding 50 DMA levels ish. So far so good. 420 भी hold कर रहा है. Let's see if it's actually able to sustain. Axis Bank is pretty decent. We can see a higher close almost and a higher high. So that's a good sign. I think overall Axis Bank अगर 754 से लेके 745 इश के लेवल्स अगर होल्ड करता है, then it is a bullish sign. Next, we are talking about the broad market snapshot. We can see that again mid caps and small caps are taking a beating. In fact, मेरे portfolio में थोड़े mid caps and small caps है. बहुत अच्छा वो लोग को मार पड़ी है in the past few sessions, and they're falling very sharply. Overall काफ़ी choppy है. Even the movements are very choppy. Circuit से bounce हो रहा है और सब. One example for that, rather two examples, are e-clerks. So I'll just pull up e-clerks. And today I just want to show you a few examples of also of the stocks. So e-clerks, we can see overall on an EOD basis, it does not look very bad. But I'll just show you the 5 minute chart, and what we can see here is कि starting में circuit hit हुआ था 5% का, but then it was able to recover. We saw some choppiness happening, but it recovered again. Yet another stock जिसका मैं example दूंगा आज is Siemens. Siemens actually, I was looking at it pre-open, और pre-open में बहुत अजीब दिख रहा था. I thought that why is there a almost 5% gap down, but then it actually closed 6.4% positive. We can see it's a very interesting candle, and possibly this was like squeezing out all the short players and trapping them, and उसके बाद short covering हुआ होगा. But Siemens also very interesting in my view, and I think it's up like 10-ish percent or more from the lows at this point. So yeah, around 13% from the lows. So that's a very solid number. So 2000 उसने actually break किया था, and now it tested 2200 also, which is very interesting. A couple of stocks more that I'll talk about. Maruti देखेंगे हम लोग, because Maruti, I was really intrigued by the first 5 minutes. पहली 5 मिनट में this was the open. I will hide the moving averages. Even though we can see the 200 MA resistance, I'll hide them for now. We can see this is where it actually started. ये जो बड़ा वाला candle है, white वाला big candle, is the start of the day. and then it actually came down quite a lot, और फिर finally थोड़ा सा recover कर पाया था, which is very interesting. Something similar we can see in Tata Motors also. I'll just show you कि the start was actually gap up, good, then it came down और फिर थोड़ा सा रिकवर किया था, बट आई प्रिज्यूम दिस मस्ट हैव halted at around 78.6 or so. Quickly we can see also, but these videos tend to be a little longer if we do. Yeah, 78.6 के आसपास थोड़ा सा अटका है, as I said. So let's see what actually happens. Auto sector showing some interesting moves in the past few sessions. Let's see how it goes. Sectoral में, if we just see an overview, सिर्फ metals अच्छा किया था. I think someone US based had tweeted that metals are looking good. Tata Steel, JSW Steel, top gainers for the day. Hindalco also doing pretty well. Coal India also. And the losers, Shri Cement continues to fall. And these are the other losers. So that's about it for this one. I hope you found this helpful and informative. If you did, make sure you like it. That's it for this one. See you in the next. Happy Thursday.